From the creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
It's Friday, December 14th, 2018, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and here with me in our Orlando studios, a little brisk this morning. On the ones and twos, our illustrious engineer, my brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
On the Skype line from Nashville, Tennessee, Tyler Huckabee.
Merry Christmas to all my elves.
And all the way from the tundra of New York City, author, podcaster, speaker, and cowgirl extraordinaire, Annie F. Downs.
Good morning, gents.
Hey, I have a question. What remind me of the origins of cowgirl extraordinaire?
She broadcast 2 back-to-back episodes with us from the fine locale of San Antonio, Texas, home of a famous Silver Spurs rodeo.
You were there for that, Jesse.
I know. I just forgot.
Oh, yeah. It just
it's easy.
sticks around,
it's easy to
and
get lost.
I like it so much.
The ongoing narrative here, it's easy to get all twisted. I need a cheat sheet, honestly, of all the subplots we got running here.
Even a steel trap mind like I have, it's possible to forget.
That's fair.
Each and every reference, but I'm glad you reminded me.
It is December 14th. We are in the throes of the Christmas season, and you know how I know? Last night it dipped down to 50 degrees here in Florida, and we lit a fire for the first time.
I mean, you're seriously, for people's theater of the mind, you're seriously dressed like it's 12 degrees in Florida. You have on like a huge hoodie, a sweater. You're acting like it's 0 degrees.
And Cameron, you have more layers than I do on here in Nashville, Tennessee.
The high today is balmy 59. But hey, Floridians only get like 4 days a year, possibly, to bust out anything warm. And so we take full advantage.
Cool
it's ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, people are wearing Uggs and like full on like snow parkas walking down the street right now because it's like 49. So
that's so funny.
Yeah.
Jesse, what's the warmest piece of clothing you own up there in Loverland?
Oh man, I have an incredible like George Costanza
Gore-Tex
level puffy American flag coat.
American flag. That's a Huckabee
it's American
move.
flag themed. It's blue, but it has a big red and white stripe right across the chest. But it is not a lean piece of clothing. It is giant. It's like marshmallow puffy. You know?
Yeah.
And so if I got to take the garbage out on a really cold morning, I'm wearing that. Not only, am I warm, but I'm also celebrating freedom.
Wait, you take the garbage out in the morning before the trucks come in the morning?
Yeah. Why not?
No.
What
Y'all
are you
doing it wrong.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
You take it out the night before.
But then the neighbors have to stare at your trash cans all night.
Your neighbors sit up all night and stare at things in your driveway?
That's
ridiculous.
home.
Morning trash.
What am I littering? Yeah, what am I just sticking trash all over the curb for the neighbors?
Listen,
no.
I will take the hardest stand on this. Y'all are all three doing this wrong. You should be taking garbage out the night before, getting it all collected up, rolling it down to the street so you don't have to like collect up garbage at 4:30 in the morning so you can beat the 6 a.m. garbage truck.
Takes me all of
It's a hot take right
3
there.
minutes to get it out there.
3 minutes? 3 minutes? How far is your curb? It takes me literally like 10 seconds.
I'm talking about the entire process of bagging it up.
But you have to
taking
think about it in the morning.
Can.
If you wait till the morning, you have to think about it.
Do you just have a loose pile of garbage?
This is the most absurd opening to an episode ever.
No,
hold on. I have a question
I'm with
about
you, Tyler. You have to go around to all the different rooms of your house, collect up all the garbage,
take
it all out. Is the last thing you do on Tuesday night because the garbage truck comes Wednesday morning.
I have a total of 2 trash cans in the house. I don't know if in Annie F. Downs residence, if we got a trash can in every room in the house.
I have 4
or multiple. That sounds like
I thought I knew you people, that you would do things. I thought you were rational, reasonable people. But Tyler just leaves piles of garbage around and waits and he wakes up at the crack of dawn to spend an hour cleaning his house every garbage.
It's not the first thing I want to think about. I want to get up and drink my tea and sit calmly and then there goes the garbage truck. I'm really glad that I already thought about that and I haven't had to
very romantic.
Walk outside.
There goes the garbage truck.
Yeah, I'm not cold. I'm still wrapped up nicely in my pajamas and my robe and my socks and my tea. But
Productive.
you yahoos are out there in it in the morning.
Productive.
That's ridiculous.
I bought this, as you guys know, because you were there this weekend. I bought this old house last year, and when I moved in, it was totally original. Like, it had all the original appliances and stuff, and it had all these like vintage things that were like high tech back in the late 60s. Like, it had an intercom system still, one of those central vac systems, and all the original appliances in the kitchen. And obviously, I replaced everything, but it had a old school trash compactor, which I never had at my previous home. And I thought, this is genius. And so I got a new trash compactor, put it in the same spot. And I'm telling you, my trash situation is I'd pile it up. You just, flick a switch. It just keeps smushing it. And once a week, I take a brick of trash out, and it's like, it's great.
But you take it out the morning that you have to, that the garbage truck
It's like
comes.
100 pounds.
Yeah, but like I've already done like
That's
the
right.
landfill's job for it.
It's like Wally at that point.
That's what I'm saying. I love
You have
this
like
thing.
your own Wally.
I didn't even know they still made trash compactors, but there you go. They do.
Have you been tempted to put like something giant in there just to see what'll happen?
Oh yeah. Oh, Cohen and I experiment with it all the time. I mean,
Do you really?
Oh yeah. It's like, what happens if this goes in there, and then it just kind of didn't. It doesn't really do too much. But hey, we have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, one of our favorite indie groups, St. Paul and the Broken Bones, joins us. They're also featured in the new issue of Relevant, but you're going to hear part of that conversation here on the show today. And it's our Friday episode, so it's our look back at what happened this week in culture and entertainment. It's time for
In Case You Missed It.
Hey, this week, in case you missed it, it was a sad day last week. One of our presidents was laid to rest, George H.W. Bush, and his funeral had a few notable moments. Obviously, the George Bush, Michelle Obama candy handoff, the awkwardness of the Trumps with the former presidents. There's a lot of discussion, but something caught our eye that national media kind of overlooked.
Oh, I can't wait to hear what
Michael
this is.
W. Smith sang his classic single "Friends" at the funeral of George H.W. Bush. He died at the age of 94 last week. So the Christian singer explained to CBN News that a few months ago, he and his wife ran into the former president at a party, who made a very specific request to him after discussing what should be played at his funeral. Smith said, about the time we were leaving, he put his finger in the air and had that sparkle in his eyes and said, "Friends are friends forever." Deb and I walked out of there thinking this might be the last time that we see him. And so there you go. He performed "Friends are Friends Forever" at the funeral of H.W. Bush. Here is a clip of the performance.
It's hard to let you go. In the Father's hands we know that a lifetime's not too long to live as friends.
Okay, I have our friends forever take that I'm willing to, I'm willing to receive the feedback.
Yeah, I mean, this is a hot tub take because the three of us were in the hot tub and you went on for a solid 10 minutes about this clip.
Listen,
I think you need to share it with the people.
This feels more appropriate for the hot tub than the podcast.
I'm going full
way
hot
out. I don't know
tub.
what you guys are talking about yet.
It's Friday. We're feeling loose.
I feel loose. I tubbed like 3 times in the last week and a half, which is more times than I have in like the last 15 years. I'm still loose from the tub. Let's just all agree that Michael W. Smith's "Friends Are Friends Forever" because the Lord is the Lord of them is an objectively terrible song. Like objectively, like if you just look at it,
No, you're not
it
gonna
barely
get me to-
rhymes.
no.
It is the most cheesy.
You love it?
You're not going to get me to say it's objectively terrible. For starters, Michael W. Smith is a legend not to be crossed. For seconds, I would not.
I fear no W.
Yeah, that's because you don't live in the city. You don't live in the right city with him. I know him. He's around every corner.
We
in Nashville.
can't say anything.
We can't talk about him or
But
Dolly
it's
Parton.
as if he made up the song on the spot. Like it's as if he was at a place. At
your
one
hot
point.
tub hot takes are
And
way
somebody's
off.
like, I want you to write a song about friendship. And he's like, okay, friends are friends forever. The Lord's the Lord of them. It's just like, it's so corny. Like it sounds like a
the
parody.
welcome will not end.
Wait,
Yeah,
Cameron and Tyler, what were y'all saying when he was saying all this?
No,
stupid stuff?
his hot tub take was more about the touching moment at the end of the song.
Well, he did. Dubs gets choked up. And listen, it was a sentimental moment. But can we all agree? Like, this wasn't like a tragedy. The man lived to be 94.
Yeah,
like that's a long time.
It's like Michael W. Your hot tub take was why is Michael W. Smith breaking down crying at the end of the song when
because
the
he
man?
couldn't make it
it's
through
not a
the last
tragedy.
long.
It's not a tragedy because
Jesse,
he
Lord
lived
have mercy.
He lived a full life of public service. He was 94 years old. He celebrated him.
That was your hot 94 tub. Should not be mourned. Should be celebrated.
That was your hot tub hot take.
Almost 100 years.
It's like you took a couple weeks off and you came back just a hater, just a total hater.
I've always felt this about this song.
I was, as you guys know, I was raised in the cradle of like Christian culture, so I've never not known the Friends song. Like I never had to learn it. Like Pledge of Allegiance, I've just always bull came out of the womb ready to rock. I could sing karaoke it my entire life. So it's really hard for me to weigh in objectively on it because it'd be like weighing in objectively on like I don't know. I don't even have
the
a
national
comparison
anthem
for it.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly. National like whatever. It's a song. But it makes me wonder if you many years from now, death is coming, knocking at the door.
Yeah.
And you get the opportunity. You can have anyone. You're the former president of the United States. Yeah. There is no singer
Pavarotti. You
or
can
song
Pavarotti.
that they'll get it for you at the funeral.
Like reasonably like bipartisan. Like there wasn't a lot of people that don't like him. You know what I mean? Like
he's not
any singer, any song you could probably get.
This is a bygone era.
Celine Dion. Yeah, anybody. He chose Michael.
If you want
W.
Celine, they'll make it happen. If you want Kendrick Lamar, he'll probably show up.
Yeah,
well, I'm surprised that. God rest him. I'm surprised that President H.W. Bush went with Michael W. Smith's Friends. It just seems like kind of a waste of resources, but I'm not going to judge that's his truth. He lived it. It's good for him.
Annie, here's my thing. You're acting like I've never been able to give objective takes about what many see as the glory days. I got in trouble with Brian Duncan on Twitter because of a similar take. Okay, I have given my thoughts on Carmen. I am not afraid. You're acting like this is something new. I am the only one.
The idea you put Carmen and Michael W. Smith in the same category.
Annie,
I'm afraid unbearable. That's unbearable.
That is true.
I'm afraid. I am afraid that I am the only one capable of giving objective takes on this subject matter. Annie, you're too close to it. Tyler, you live right in the heart of the beast. Cameron, you grew up with it. I am the only Chandler,
Jesse.
you as well. I am the only one who can objectively look at these songs and say, these are trash.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. Read the lyric.
We need Eddie. Can we get it? You know how we have that Science Mike button? Can we get an Eddie button? Because we really need an Eddie to speak into this because he would tell
Eddie.
I'm giving you objectivity.
Eddie didn't grow up in the Christian bubble either. He didn't really find out about Christian pop culture until college.
He's very fond of it.
But he's fond of it. Yeah.
He really
I'm just
has
saying,
a
Michael
very
W.
earnest
Smith
love of it.
is an absolute legend. And if any three of you got to have Michael W. Smith sing at your funeral, you'd be out punting your coverage for sure.
Hey, listen, I just want anyone who wants to send their hate mail or takedowns of my hot take, send it to I don't care. I'm never going to read it.com right now. Make it 2,000 words. Send it.
I don't care. I'm never going to read it.
My parents tell this story. This was before I was born, but they tell the story still to this day. They tell a story about being in Estes Park, Colorado. They're at a Pizza Hut there, and they look over, and at the other table, Michael W. Smith, Stephen Curtis Chapman, Gary Chapman, Amy Grant, and Kathy Tricoli all at the same table sharing the same pizza. If you don't, for those of you who may not be, these names, they sound Greek to you, this would be like seeing George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Ronald Reagan.
It's a Mount Rushmore situation.
It's the Mount Rushmore.
I mean, Kathy Tricoli,
late
bring
80s,
that one
early
back.
90s Christian.
And you're saying that your parents still talk about this Pizza Hut moment.
It was a moment. It was probably like after their wedding, the best moment of their entire life.
But like ahead of you being born.
Absolutely.
Wedding,
they don't talk about the day I was born ever, but they talk about this moment in Pizza Hut coming up on Christmas.
I didn't know that the former governor was such a Pizza Hut fan, and two, I didn't know that he had such devotion to these.
Man, now I'm going to get
artists.
lost on a Kathy Tricoli Google deep dive. I wonder where she is these days.
She's probably the least Mount Rushmore worthy.
Didn't Kathy Tricoli become a co-host
she's kind of a deep cut.
on the 700 Club?
Is she?
No, didn't she for an era? Kathy Tricoli,
really?
one of the Christian pop star singers, became a co-host on the 700 Club in that era.
Together.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
We're all looking to our left or looking up. We could just Google it real quick.
Yeah, it's very Googleable.
Yeah.
But I'm too. Listen,
Jesse, what are you going to do next time you're flying somewhere and Michael W. Smith is in the seat next to you? Are you going to say, I need to tell you something? I talk trash about you.
it's not
behind your
talking
back.
trash. It's objective criticism,
It's
Annie.
not.
It's not about him
You
personally.
said Friends Are Friends Forever sounds like someone was just sitting there and thought it up on the fly.
It's a terrible song. Listen to the song again through my lens, not through someone. Annie, you're
I will
incapable
be the
of
first to say
objectivity.
I was surprised to hear it at the funeral like the rest of us. I would have thought for something.
It's not a funeral song.
It's not a funeral song.
It's
It's
an
not a
ode to
funeral song.
friendship.
It was
not
a
a
surprise.
celebration
It was
of
a
life.
surprise.
Bad funeral song.
But I
It was
will
a bad
not
surprise. It was an
deface that part of
It's what they
Christian
call
Mount
an-
Rushmore.
Annie, it's what they call an unpleasant surprise. No one was expecting this. Like he had the Marine Corps Orchestra orchestrate the song. He's at a piano. We have Marines playing violins. How do you think those Marines feel? That they got to play Friends Are Friends Forever.
Honored. The answer is they feel honored.
They joined
Jesse.
the Marine Corps. They joined the Marine Corps. And
Yeah.
they're like, I got to play this song. Oh man, this.
Now we're getting into hot tub hot take territory because you reenacting the thought life of that
Of a Marine.
orchestra.
Of a Marine, yeah.
was
of a United States Marine.
We have nothing but respect for it.
That is forced to provide background strings for an objectively goofy song.
If
That
any
is-
Marine-
and it's
Oh my
inappropriate for a
gosh.
funeral. It is inappropriate for a funeral.
Inappropriate for a funeral, not objectively goofy.
I would like to. I stand corrected. Kathy Tricoli was not a former co-host of the 700 Club. I was thinking of Sheila Walsh. Sheila Walsh.
Oh, Sheila Walsh.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
still
Deeper
around.
cut.
She just wrote a book.
From 87 to
Deeper cut.
92. She was on the 700 Club.
there you go.
Do you remember Ben Kinchlow? Ben Kinchlow, the co-host of the 700 Club in that era as well. Anyway, I'm on a Wikipedia page of Pat Robertson's stuff. But
Deep
Jesse,
dive.
if you
That
could,
should
if
get
there was,
interesting.
Jesse, if you, and I hope you do one day get the chance to serve our country as its president. if you were, but when
with honest takes like this, Annie, because of the
You may be our
capability of
best
saying what isn't popular
Yeah.
but is true.
the Straight
that's
Talk
what it
Express
takes.
coming through.
Wow.
Yeah.
if
Wow.
on
The
that
truth train.
sad but inevitable day when you passed away,
Right.
who do you what star do you want to come and with the Marine Corps band play? What number do you want them to perform for your funeral?
It will be-
I'll make sure it happens.
It will be the remaining members of AC/DC playing the Back in Black album in its entirety twice.
Did you
Twice.
hear?
Oh my
Hey, did you hear for real? They're on their final tour and they're saying we're going out on top. We're not going to do the Rolling Stones thing. We're not coming back for a reunion tour 10 years from now. We're done after this tour. So they can't do it, man. They can't play. They're
They
dispersing.
would come out of retirement for a former president.
If the former president of the United States asks them, I think they'll find it in their hearts to. They're getting federal funding at that point. That was-
about to rock.
Oh, my God.
Salute you. And imagine that moment. Everyone rises from the seat as
Yeah,
a hologram
it
of me
salutes you.
is next to an American flag and everyone's just saluting.
You're wearing a
As-
Makes
Puffy
as
as-
much
jacket.
sense as having friends are friends forever.
And then I want cannons
equally
going off.
funereal.
Yeah.
Jesse, to be fair, if your funeral wasn't like this, people would know you weren't involved. Like if your
Exactly.
funeral was normal and sweet
They would
and
think I'd be
quiet,
faking
people
my
would be
death.
like, he didn't know this was
We're at the
coming.
wrong one.
He didn't know.
Annie, what would your song be? Would you want friends?
Do you know who I would love is Josh Groban. I love Josh Groban. I would love for him to sing at my funeral. I think he has such a lovely voice.
He
I
seems
don't
like
want
a
my
good-
friends to have to do anything. And because I'm allergic to dairy, I've said for a long time that I want there to be pizza and ice cream because that's what I'm going to be eating in heaven. So I want all of you guys to have
sure.
a lot of pizza and ice cream right afterwards.
I'll make
It's gonna
sure
be like a
I'm
party.
taking these notes
Yeah,
down.
I mean,
Josh,
I'll make
Josh
sure that
this
Groban,
happen.
Josh Groban seems like a good funeral singer. Like he would
Thank
do
you.
it
More
too,
sense.
you know?
I would
Then
think
Michael
so, too.
W. or ACDC.
Yeah, like I could have seen
100%.
Groban at the HW funeral. I mean, that would have made sense with the
That- it would
orchestra.
have been a logical choice, and not singing a song
Agreed.
about like friendship because none of us was friends.
Who
with
is who is friends with the president? That was my
Who's
only
in-
thing.
Who's his peer? Exactly.
Yeah, what friend is he going to be forever friends with? I mean, like
Right.
all
Because
this,
he's not on the list of good hang presidents. You know what I mean? A president's like, hey, if I just ran into them at like a restaurant, that'd be a good hang. I put W and Obama in that category, like
Yeah.
Teddy Roosevelt, like just dudes that are like, politics aside, just seem like cool to hang out with. HW definitely not.
I think
there.
we missed George. I think we missed HW's like I didn't know him in his like 40s and 50s.
He's
like
the president I have the least amount of connection of the living presidents.
Yeah.
Right. I don't remember him at all, so I don't know if I wanted to hang out with him. But he doesn't fall into that like, yeah, you could go get a burger with the guy and it'd be a good
Jimmy
time.
Carter would be fun to like sit with and like have boiled peanuts with and like talk. But he's not going to like make me laugh like W or Obama, I don't think.
Yeah, I feel like I'm
probably
hanging
true.
out with an old pastor. You know,
Right.
No offense,
right.
but
Front-
I gotta play a little
front
safe.
porch,
I
rocking
gotta play a
chair.
little safe. You know.
Yeah. I
Yes.
think George W. we're going to meet at an Applebee's or something. Sorry, Chandler, a Chili's. We're going to meet at a Chili's. It's
That's
going to
right.
be like real casual and real funny, and everybody's
He's
going to be
mowing
happy.
down
That's
some sliders and it's like, hey,
fine.
come take a
yeah,
seat.
yeah.
I think George W. is more of a Texas Roadhouse guy.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense.
Don't you? Applebee's
Oh,
just
yeah,
seems a
good call.
little too like highfalutin for
Yeah.
George W. Bush.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a good
I don't
word.
know. They got all those weird, too many forks on the side. Like, just give
Yeah.
me, just
Give me
take him to Texas
give me a
Roadhouse.
steak knife and somewhere where it's appropriate to throw food on the ground. Texas
Right.
Roadhouse.
Right. right.
Outback, maybe.
Well, now you got me thinking about funerals and
Do you know what your song would be, Cameron? You
No.
know?
We got a question of the week, by the way.
I've literally never
Yeah.
thought of this. Like I have no clue.
I
I've thought
know.
of
That's the only
wedding.
one.
I've thought of like what would be the dream band to play at a wedding. Like to me, that'd be like Johnny Swim. Like I think they would be
Really?
incredible.
Johnny Swim's your dream wedding?
I think they'd
Music?
be incredible. I honestly like one day if I get married again, the night before the wedding, I want to instead of a rehearsal dinner, I want to do like a concert for all my friends who came in town. And
Okay,
have
so
like
that makes sense for Johnny Swim, but now you're like wedding band.
no.
There's
I'm
a
talking
lot of
about like
chemistry. It'd be very romantic.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I think, and then like maybe for part of the reception, like have Johnny Swim do that's fine, and then you got to kick it up a notch and have Chandler DJ and throw down. You know,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Chandler.
There's a party.
no, but think about the night before a wedding to have like a kind of a private concert, rent a little theater, you know, have like a lineup of like really cool bands like doing stuff. I don't know. I think it'd be fun.
Okay. I'm down with that. I like that idea. I don't want them to be in charge of. And next up, we're going to head over and cut the cake,
Oh, no,
everybody.
no,
so
no.
I don't want them to be in charge of that.
Oh no, never. No, you'd have
But the
be
night
after.
before, that's fun.
yeah, you got to have like a really cool MC. Like I don't know who'd be fun. You got to have like a comedian, like John Christ or somebody do it.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
who can riff. Kind of like
I would have what's the roast guy?
Triumph the Insult Comedy.
No.
work the room a little. Yeah, I
I
like
know who
it.
you're talking about. I can't remember his name either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got curly hair.
The only
You don't
thing he
want
does
someone
is
who will
roast.
roast you as your MC. You just want
No,
someone who's.
I want my
nice
guests
and funny.
roasted. I want my
Oh,
guests
you want all the
roasted
guests roasted.
brutally,
Doesn't work
brutally
in the roast.
roasted.
We're still talking
Man.
about your funeral, Jesse?
Yeah,
like
I was about to
a
say.
funeral roast?
I want my funeral will be a roast, except no one's
that'd be
permitted to say
hilarious.
anything bad about me, or they will be forcibly removed by the Marines, by the U.S. Marine Corps.
That'd be hilarious.
Show some respect. Jeff Ross. Jeff Ross
Jeff
is
Ross,
emceeing,
that's it.
and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
roasting all of you.
Yeah.
But don't you dare speak ill of the dead, especially if the dead person is me.
If I still know how to use a computer when you die, I'm gonna make a slideshow with pictures of you and use the song "Friends are Friends Forever" and just let it go viral, just everywhere.
That's
Oh, yeah, I'm
desecrating.
totally gonna
That's
do that.
desecrating my memory. Is what
Yeah,
that is.
that's exactly right. That's the goal. That's the goal. I want people to remember
very-
this song.
But see, Jesse, the problem is you're probably going to die young. I mean, let's just assume that one of your
Pretty corpse.
one of your
Oh my
experiments.
gosh, you guys!
No, but listen, Cameron's familiar with my rock and roll lifestyle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. we put ourselves in harm's way many times, and one of them's just going to catch up with you, you know. So I think
no, I
Annie's
hate this.
offer/threat is a real likelihood that your
it's gonna be
friends,
it'll
myself
be like 50
included,
years is my guess.
50?
Jesse's like a cat. He's just going to keep surviving the stupid stuff.
But like I said, Annie, you haven't seen me at the height of my, I don't even call it recklessness. I just call it living life the way it's meant to be lived.
What's going to happen is we go and watch Nick Walinda do the tightrope in Chicago, and it's going to just evolve that Jesse's going to be like, I'm going to try that. You know, like one of these, or like this, the magician, I'm going to try that. Like there's going to be a thing that one of the things he's fascinated with, he's just going to give it a go. and then realized why he should have just left it to professionals.
Yeah, and it's a blaze of glory, Annie. Like,
Man, have I told y'all the story that a few years ago, my friend Harris the magician accidentally set his face on fire on 4th of July?
That's Jesse.
Yes. Have I told you this,
start from
Jesse?
the top
No,
here.
what happened?
Harris the magician?
Yeah, you know him. He lives in East Nashville.
Is that his
him.
stage name? Harris the magician.
Third is his name.
I don't know him.
I like Moreau Dante's
What happened to
name.
his face?
Yeah,
Moreau
How-
Dantes.
How did he set his face on fire?
Right. So it's a little bit my fault because he was teaching us how to spit fire and how to like.
Did you spit fire onto Harris the magician's face?
No, he put the fuel in his mouth. And when he went to spit it out, some of it dribbled down his chin and set on fire. And he grabbed, and he's doing it to teach me. So he's doing it slower than he normally does.
But you would think, a seasoned fire spitter would not allow that to happen.
This sounds like Harris. I don't think you need to take any blame of this.
No. I'm telling y'all, you should watch. He's unbelievable. He does not make mistakes.
I don't
it
doubt
was
it,
because of me. Either way, and then he wipes his face with a cloth that had fuel on it. And so it spread the fuel all across his face and it set his face on fire.
Is he alive?
Was really, yeah. It was really scary though. I mean, it was like, it immediately peeled off. Yeah, it was super gross.
I will say he's alive, but he can no longer see, speak, or hear.
Is he
Worse than
scarred?
He can do all of them.
And is he scarred? Like, does he have a scar?
No, amazingly, because he went. So this is the thing, you guys. He immediately got on the phone with like a magician doctor. Like apparently there's like a special. I know, Jesse. Y'all should have seen
Jesse's eyes just
Jesse's
got
on this
huge.
story. How long have you been on this podcast? You've been sitting on a story. You know about
There's a
magic
magician
doctors?
doctor.
It's like the mob doctor who's actually like a quote unquote veterinarian, and they need off when a mobster needs like off the books, bullet removed. They bring him to him. So you're telling me, please tell me he's unlicensed too.
No, I don't know. I don't know his name.
Is someone who was like. He was like expelled from med school for doing, magics in the mortuary or something.
No,
like,
I don't know.
Okay,
so taking the Hippocratic oath, or like what?
No, he's a real. I mean, I think he's a. All I know is that Harris's wife says to me, "We're going to call the doctor," and then it ends up being a doctor who deals with all sorts of magician kind of mistakes or magician kind of injuries.
Yeah.
And so because he stepped in so quick and told Harris what to do, he has no scars. Even though, I mean, it literally like the next day it was like a goatee that was just bare flesh. Like it was like his skin had burned off and it was just the next layer of flesh.
I want to know how many bodies of that this magician doctor has just sewn together in classic
all the ones that have been sawed in half.
How many assistants?
Yeah.
How many lovely assistants he's had to sew back together after horrible mistakes.
I need to call Harris and ask him again. I'll ask him again who the doctor is or what.
I'd
the story
be interested
is,
in this career path. Actually, like I didn't know because I have like
a doctor to magicians.
My dad's a physician, and obviously he was very disappointed that I didn't follow him into the field and instead chose to go into the thriving career of journalism. But if I had known that there was an option for magic doctoring, I would be like much more interested. I probably could be convinced to consider that as a career path. Although I don't know if my dad would be any more proud of me if I was a magic. I don't think it's quite has the same level of. I don't know. Maybe it has more prestige in the medical community. I'm not aware of the patients taking place there.
They're highly respected. Because they step in and prevent scarring. And,
I mean, listen, when someone disappears and doesn't reappear, they're using alchemy, medicine that you don't even want to know about, to be honest with you.
Right.
Yeah. They're dabbling in some dark things. Let's just say that.
In case you missed it, this week, Chance the Rapper announced that he's taking a sabbatical to go study the Bible. He announced this in an Instagram post. He said he's leaving the country for a while, and he said, "I'm going away to learn the Word of God, which I am admittedly very unfamiliar with. I've been brought up by my family to know Christ, but I haven't taken it upon myself to really just take a couple of days and read my Bible. We all quote scripture and tell each other what God likes and doesn't like, but how much time do we spend as followers of Jesus to really read and know his word? I'm definitely guilty of not devoting time to it." He later posted an image of a page of his devotional he's reading called A Diary of Private Prayer by the late Reverend John Bailey. There's no word yet on how long his sabbatical will last. That is so cool.
What does that mean?
Good
A
for
sabbatical from what? Making music and performing?
Right. He's going out of the country. He's Chappelling it to go
Super cool.
I
study
don't think he's
scripture.
Chappelling it. I think it's going to be a little different.
I mean, Chappelle didn't stay that long. I mean, if you hear him tell the story, he just stayed for like a month or two.
He also didn't go just to read the Bible.
No, that's true.
So
Well, he's
it's
doing a
little bit of
Christian
different story.
Chappelle. He's pulling a Christian Chappelle. I like it.
Yeah, good on Chance.
I think that's awesome. I think that's a super cool thing to do. It's inspiring.
It is inspiring. I actually, it was challenging. It was a good
What is it?
convicting
So what does it
Instagram
look
post.
like for a normal person like us to do something? I mean, we don't get to take 2 months of our lives or however many months and disappear just to go read the Bible. So how does a normal
Good
person
question.
have an experience like that? Because all of us would say that's what we want. We would all say that we want to understand the Bible better and read it and know it better. How do we actually execute that when
you could like exchange Netflix time for Bible time, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I feel like if people really have the desire, they could, just
Find
in
it.
the evenings or something, just read the
Priorities.
Bible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like fasting something in your routine to devote
Yeah.
that time to scripture.
Yeah.
A lot of people do stuff like that for Lent,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I quit. Did I tell this already that I quit watching Insta stories for Advent? Have I told y'all this?
No.
Oh,
Is
interesting.
that a big
I ju-
sacrifice?
Yeah. I mean, I spent a ton of time just kind of, not a ton of time, but I was realizing that I was like not falling asleep at night because I was watching Insta stories, and it was harder for me to wake up in the mornings and I just would waste time watching Insta stories. And I thought, man, Advent is supposed to be about like waiting and sitting and being expectant. And I'm filling all of my sitting time with holding my phone in my hand. And so I've just muted everybody. And so none of them even show up for me.
Oh, wow.
And so it,
You can mute all. You can mute all. I mean,
you have
you
to
go one
through
by
and mute
one.
them by
Oh, really? You have
hand.
to- it's hard.
Yes.
Oh, my
Luckily,
goodness.
I've had a lot of airplane time lately, so I'm just going through and listening to podcasts and muting. But it
So
has
you did
been
this day one of Advent? This started?
yeah.
How's it been going?
It has been interesting to see my inclination and when I go to pull it out and just waste time, and I go, no, what's the other things you could do right now? Like, what is this time supposed to be about? And I think it'll help
Birds.
me. Right. It's supposed to be about Candy Crush. If I'm ever going to
have
catch up to Cameron.
3 stars up to level 27. Okay.
I didn't even know people still had Angry Birds on their phone. Do you really still have it on your phone? Yeah.
Oh, they have
Who
it.
knew?
You still play it?
Yeah.
Do I still play it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll dabble. There's something, I don't know. There's something about the geometry of it, the physics. It's just very satisfying.
as
it
it
goes
back to-
satisfying.
Having the right angle.
It goes
Yeah.
back to your theory. Dads like angles.
We love
Yeah.
angles. I mean, I live a life through the filter of angles, and Angry Birds fulfills that.
There you go.
Hey, in case you missed it, this week Kanye West gave YouVersion a major shout out. In a tweet, the controversial rapper, designer, and sometimes political commentator posted a link to Hebrews 3, 12, and 13 on the Bible reading site, explaining that it was his favorite app. The Bible reading app is one of the world's most popular, and it's been downloaded more than 350 million times. So the verse he posted reads, "Take care, brothers, lest there be in any of you an evil, unbelieving heart, leading you to fall away from the living God. But exhort one another every day, as long as it is called today, that none of you may be hardened by the deceitfulness of sin. For we have come to share in Christ, if indeed we hold our original confidence firm to the end. As it is said, today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts, as in the rebellion." So Bobby Grunwald is a Life Church pastor and the founder of YouVersion. He seemed to appreciate the shout out. He subtweeted Kanye saying, "My favorite app too." I like it.
That would be a cool. That would be an interesting evening out. Bobby Greenwald and Kanye West.
Kanye seems to chameleon to whoever he's around, so it may not be so interesting.
Bobby Grunwald back in the late 90s was a Christian rapper.
Was he really? I did not know that.
Releasing albums and everything. He was
under what moniker?
I actually don't know. I bet you could Google it real quick. He went from that to then working. He worked on a music website like in the late 90s before the .com bust, and because he was a Christian rapper, and then he sold the Christian music website to a company in Nashville. That was when I was covering Christian music. I remember the website and the sale of the website. So he cashed out right before the .com bust, right? He had all this .com money. And then he started, like investing in other businesses, made a lot of money. And then that's when he went to go, because he didn't need a job anymore. He went to volunteer at Life Church to do YouVersion. So he made all this tech money.
He's brilliant.
He made all this tech money because he was a Christian rapper. Wow. So there you go. So maybe they could hang out. Him and
That's
Kanye.
a crazy story. How did I not know that? That's that's a very interesting Christian business drama.
Yeah.
It appears that his band was called CBE, Christ B4, like B,
everything. Yeah,
and then the number for everything.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it's Christ for everything. Now that you say that, I totally remember that.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's.
I'm waiting for his biopic at some point. The Before Everything. That's
kind of like the Mark Zuckerberg one.
Yeah, it's called Before Everything.
Let's get Steph Curry
on
it.
And it's his origins.
Get Steph Curry on it. I like it.
Right? I just feel like now you just want to make a movie and you call Steph Curry and it's done.
Yeah.
Hey, in case you missed it, Chris Pratt preached a mini Christmas sermon at Disneyland this week.
I was there.
You were there for it?
Yes, I was in Disneyland when he did that.
We had our roving reporter on the ground.
I know. You didn't even ask me. I just was enjoying myself. Go ahead.
The actor was a guest at Disneyland's Christmas-themed candlelight ceremony. Throughout the event, Pratt read the Christmas story from the book of Luke between songs. And along with the Bible reading, he opened up about what the New Testament story of Christ's birth means to him as a father himself. Here's a clip.
For me, being a parent has really changed my life in so many ways. And one of those ways is to understand truly the love that a father can have for a child. And when I stare at this precious little creation of mine here, and I watch the ways in which he tries to please me, I just feel a love that is so pure and unending. And the way we love our children, and the more we love our children, the more we will understand the capacity for our Father in heaven to love us. Each and every one of us, a precious creation, and he just marvels in the ways in which we could try to please him. That should give us all a great deal of comfort. I know it does for me. This holiday season, let us embrace every one of our tomorrows with hope and love. And through this holiday spirit, may we continue to spread peace and goodwill throughout the world. Thank you, and Merry Christmas!
Wow. I'm inspired. Hey, you know who's speaking at my funeral? Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt
is coming on.
He can
after
sing
AC/DC.
whatever song he wants. He can get Mouse Rat back together.
Do you know about this? So they do it at Disney in Orlando as well. They've done this my entire life. This candlelight processional. What it is they have a huge choir singing the traditional Christian religious Christmas songs, orchestra, and then they have a celebrity narrator reading the Christ birth story from Luke 2, like word for word, right? So everyone I've ever been to, they never go off script like that. They never preach. They just read the scripture. But it's like, okay, I'm going to read some of the celebrities who do this. Helen Hunt this year, Alfonso Ribeiro, John Stamos, Neil Patrick Harris, Whoopi Goldberg, Blair Underwood, Gary Sinise, Pat Sajak, Joey Fatone, Cal Ripken Jr. I mean, it just goes on and on. This is the craziest thing to me. Like, Disney is such a secular, non-religious entity. They do this Bible reading religious service every night, two shows a night.
Is it every night, or I thought it was just weekends? No, it's every night.
In Orlando, it's every night, 2 shows a night. I mean, it is a deal. It is a big deal. And they do this every year, and I can't figure out why. And then
there's a wrench in the Hollywood really hates Christians narrative.
Right, which Chris Pratt keeps talking about. Chris Pratt keeps saying Hollywood doesn't hate Christians as much as everybody says they do.
Yeah. But it's like, I find it very strange that they do this too. And not in a bad way. I'm just very surprised. It just really, I'm very surprised that it adds up the way it does. But it always seems very cool. People seem very moved by it. I've never been to one, but I've only heard good
beautiful.
reviews.
Yeah, we didn't stick around and hear the whole thing. We made a beeline for Peter Pan, but
you missed a lovely
I got there on an off night. It was, ladies and gentlemen, the runner-up of 2011's America's Got Talent, and now NBA halftime duo, Quick Change. And it was they were changing outfits in a blink of an eye while reading the book of Luke. It was fantastic.
I mean, no offense,
nothing
but
I've ever
if you
seen.
showed up on the Cal Ripken Jr. night instead of the Chris Pratt night, that feels like a real downgrade.
How dare you? How dare
I mean,
you,
he's
Annie?
a great
The man
baseball player, I guess, right?
Or a Gary Sinise night or a Pat Sajak night.
Right,
Pat Sajak
right.
does
Give
every
me the Joey Fatone night. I want Joey
I'd
Fatone
show
to
up
read me the
on
Christmas
purpose
story.
on the Joey Fatone.
All the
night.
names I just read are Orlando people, not the LA
That
ones.
feels-
But
Yeah, sure.
these are all Orlando. But the other thing too is like they take over. It's at Epcot because there's a huge theater at Epcot. That's where they do it, and they take over the whole park with like music and stuff. And so like as you're walking around, like last year, just walking summer, there was a black gospel choir, and they were having a worship service in the middle of the park. I'm not talking about like a gospel performance. I'm talking about an actual worship service, arms lifted, people praising and worshiping God in the middle of Epcot in the afternoon during the Christmas season. It was the most insane
It's on Main
thing.
Street in Disneyland. I mean, it is the center of everything. It is
Yeah,
bizarre.
it used to be at
was
Magic
beautiful.
Kingdom the same, like the singing Christmas tree and all that. They moved it to the theater because it overran it. Like it got too big, so they moved it to Epcot. It's unbelievable. And I'm glad they're doing it. And I'm glad they've been doing it my entire life. I mean, it's really cool.
Where else are you going to go to hear the Christmas story, a candlelight vigil, worship, and Craig T. Nelson read the Bible?
It is random. Some of the, I saw
The
one
cast
year
of Coach.
Anyway, hey, and lastly, in case you missed it, this week, Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert got into an interesting discussion about their favorite Bible characters. It wouldn't be an episode of In Case You Missed It if we didn't have a Stephen Colbert reference.
Jesse, without you here, I'll be honest. The Stephen Colbert beat did trail a little bit.
Listen, he reliably gives us I had a whole thing with our team. I was like, the guy is reliably giving us amazing content.
At the
What am I
intersection
supposed to
of
do?
faith and
Pretend it
culture.
doesn't happen?
Yeah, no, it's the intersection of faith and culture. It's our beat. So recently on The Late Show, Colbert flipped the script and had his guest Jon Stewart host and interview him. The conversation between the two old friends took an interesting turn, however, when Stewart asked Colbert about his favorite Bible characters. Stewart informed the audience that in addition to hosting the late night show, Colbert is a noted substitute Sunday school teacher, which we've talked about many times. Colbert initially chose Aaron because he said Moses gets all the ink, but Aaron actually led everybody because Moses had the stutter, Stewart then talked about how he admired Isaac. However, Colbert changed his answer to Job because despite all of his suffering, he never curses God. Here's a clip.
Because he does not curse God.
No, he doesn't.
Because
he endures.
He endures all, even though his neighbors are saying, like, curse God and die. What are you doing? And you ever read JB by Archibald MacLeish?
Of course, I stay in a lot of hotels.
Okay. Well, it's one of my favorite poems. It's a poem and it's a play in verse by Archibald MacLeish, and who is the poet laureate of the United States. And he actually wrote this play where Zus and Nichols, who are God and Satan, are like talking about, hast thou seen my servant Job? Like, well, they're going to test him. So Nichols, who's Satan, comes back after everything's been taken from Job, and basically Zus, who's God, goes, so what'd you think down there? And he goes, what'd he do? And he goes, he didn't curse you. And he said, and this is what Nichols says to him: I heard upon his dry dung heap that man cry out who cannot sleep. If God is God, he is not good. If God is good, he is not God. Take the even, take the odd. I would not sleep here if I could, but for the little green leaf in the wood and the wind on water. And that is the gratitude you have to have in life, no matter what dung heap you lie on.
Wow, you could hear a pin drop.
I know.
And what you don't know from us just listening to it is he did that by heart. He had that poetry memorized.
Committed JB to memory.
Yeah.
That's so cool to me.
Have you guys read JB? It's a really wonderful.
Of course, I've stayed in a
until a couple
hotel
of years ago, but it's a really lovely poem, like stage poem. that takes Job and kind of like it's kind of putting it in modern context, but kind of just a poem that I had no idea existed until I read it a few years ago, and it really moved. It's a very moving story.
I actually saw Jerry Van Dyke read it at Disney a few years ago. Wow, I mean, it was just something else. He's a riot. He is a riot.
He brought a new angle to it and a little life to
Dick
it.
Gets all
Spiced
the
it
ink.
up.
Dick gets all the ink, but Jerry's a comic genius. You know.
Hey, that'll do it for it. In case you missed it, stay tuned. Up next, St. Paul and the Broken Bones joins us.
You wanna start right away? Said a new day's begun. It's not as easy for me to just get along. Something getting to you, someone else's songs. We got into the evening, it's all overgrown. Oh, when I think about it, baby, and I've been thinking hard and long. When I think about it, baby, you're not wrong.
You're listening to Wet. The song is You're Not Wrong. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Mid MYD with The Sun. Well, today's show is brought to you by the Church Home Global app. It's a place where you can connect with people all around the world, have honest discussions, and create meaningful relationships, all from your phone. With Church Home Global, not only can you watch teachings by Judah Smith, but there are a lot of other great resources available in the app. For example, there's a great feature called the Daily Spark, which is just a quick way to start your morning positively. A little bit more productive than getting sucked into a black hole on Instagram before you get out of bed. Church Home is not about excluding people. It's not about being perfect. It's about being together where everyone's welcome. You can download the free Church Home Global app today and join Church Home's growing community. You can find the app by searching Church Home on the App Store or Google Play. It's spelled CHURCHOME, or text RELEVANT to 555-888 for a direct download link. That's RELEVANT to 555-888. Well, their new album, Young Sick Camellia, is St. Paul and the Broken Bones' first in a trilogy of albums in which frontman Paul Janeway explores how his family tree and his religious Southern roots shaped him as a person and as an artist who fronts the acclaimed soul-inspired indie band. In the new issue of Relevant, we spoke with Paul about the album and why telling personal stories of faith and doubt is so important. Here's part of our conversation with St. Paul and the Broken Bones.
I know that you have obviously very Southern origins, and this project is coming out of a lot of the connections that you feel with that place and maybe some of the tensions you feel. So just to kind of paint a picture here, could you kind of illustrate the context behind this record and some of those feelings that you associate with it?
Well, I think part of it is just the idea that just through the lens of me as a person and understanding that this is the environment I grew up in, and understanding that, you know, I grew up in a predominantly conservative area, very religious. Church was kind of the social epicenter.
Sure.
Also just the idea of kind of being taught certain things culturally, and some of it being good and some of it being bad, and trying to swim through those and trying to find your own identity, which is definitely wrapped up in being from Alabama, you know, which with a lot of people has a sense of pride, and the complication with that. So it's kind of through my lens as far as that, and also the idea of these relationships. You know, my grandfather and father, you know, are from Middlesboro, Kentucky, and from Alabama. And so it's kind of entrenched culturally in me, and part of the identity, and something that, you know, they have an accent, so you can't escape the identity of it. You can't, you know, which a lot of people lose their accent.
Yeah.
And try to, and it's just something that has never happened, and I've tried, and I can't get rid of it. So just kind of navigating those waters, which is can be a bit treacherous.
Tell me a little bit about your dad and your grandpa, if you don't mind. I know they're going to be they're central to this project and are going to be central going forward. What were those two men like?
Well, my grandfather worked as a mechanic probably every day of his life. I mean, never went on vacation. My dad grew up in a single wide trailer and didn't grow up much. And so that's how my papa, he was tough. Tough, not a hugger or someone who would say, I love you or anything of that way. And you kind of did what he wanted to do, or he'd, make sure you did. Right. So he was just kind of a hard, he showed, his love through work, and that's what he did. I mean, he worked. I mean, they had to make him retire in the 70s because he wouldn't quit.
Wow.
and he just, and that's just how he grew up. He grew up in Millsboro, Kentucky. Didn't grow up with much, and my dad was kind of the same way. But they had a tough relationship. They never. And I think what was interesting is watching my father kind of try and rid himself of some of those tendencies.
Okay.
Because my dad never was really warm. Like me and my dad don't hug, or you know what I mean. And
totally.
There was definitely an anger there that you had to deal with, and
sure.
and so, but you just felt like watching him, and I think what's been really interesting about all this is watching him try to navigate those things. And he's, my dad is a caring person, but he just, it's never in an affection in the way that, like you give somebody a hug or tell them you love them or things like that. And then me going through some of that.
Yeah.
And trying to, but I mean, they complicated people. My papa was just, I don't know. He was just an interesting person. I mean, just very hardworking and had a lot of guns and, just came from his dad had the black, the black lung and
wow.
And my mama Edith was, tough. I mean, as my papa described his mother as me, and if he is, I can't imagine them. So just to really chip on the shoulder, the world's against me. I'm gonna, I'm gonna blast through mountains and that kind of thing, which is something that I have.
Yeah.
This is kind of ingrained in my DNA, and it's just, there's always a chip and always trying to prove myself in whatever capacity.
So as you are filtering through all these ideas and emotions in the songwriting on the record, they manifest in these really cool images. There's kind of some space stuff going on, and there's some horror movie stuff, and there's a lot of hurricanes and storms and all this. And I'm wondering, how does all of this feeling get to those images? What drew you toward those places?
Well, I'm always drawn to storms, even in my church days, It is well with my soul, the idea of being in a storm, or I've been in the storm too long, or, I stood on the banks of Jordan. Songs that deal with storms. There was a quote that I always I was obsessed with. And it was said about Andrew Jackson, but I always kind of thought of my family this way. It was like, I was born for the storm.
Wow.
And I think about my family, and I'm always, a lot of that imagery comes up through that. Storm, I actually had my papa describe the worst storm he'd ever been in. And so a lot of that imagery with storms is something that I've always been obsessed with. And it's kind of honestly is something that shows up pretty consistently in my songwriting and lyrically. And it's in this one, I was obsessed with that quote. So, hurricanes and dynamite and things like that. So there's a lot of, I love any song about storms. Like, even, I'm not deeply religious, but even when I hear, still hear those songs about storms, and I've been in the storm too long, or it still brings something out of me emotionally. And so you still feel that somewhat spiritual connection to those songs. So I've always been attracted to that. But the idea of space, the mentality is you want to use imagery about, things above ground. And this is kind of the idea of the 3-part, is that it's kind of above ground and with space, and kind of me feeling somewhat isolated, the isolation of space, but also kind of head in the clouds, or the idea of, just kind of being weird and being isolated and feeling that way at times. That's what the space imagery. And then also, and so, the idea of I want the second part, more my father, to be about the land and the ground and the dirt, and the formation of that. And then my grandfather told me a quote before he passed, that he would just go, he was kind of like a caravan. He just moved from trailer to trailer and moved the family to go through, so he could blast through any mountain. He could work on equipment and go underground anytime he could do that. And so the idea is to have that be more present underneath, and so to kind of have those 3 layers.
That was St. Paul and the Broken Bones. Make sure to check out their new album, Young Sick Camellia. It's out now. And read the profile on them in the new issue of Relevant.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is the new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland.
Seattle University School of Theology and Ministry is pleased to announce the introduction of a new academic degree program. The Master of Arts is a flexible program for students to have the freedom to research the intersection of religion and spirituality with other academic disciplines such as history, healthcare, psychology, social sciences, law, and more. Scholarships are available. Learn more about the MA and all of our other degrees by visiting seattleu.edu/STM/degrees.
You're listening to Lauren Daigle. The song is Winter Wonderland. It's off her Behold Christmas album. Highly recommend it. Okay, it's time for your feedback, except last Friday we went live and we didn't do a question of the week. If you haven't listened to last week's Christmas Spectacular, you should go do it. Join Tyler Huckabee's parents and tuning in. They listened for some reason. Hey, so instead of bringing your
lots
feedback,
of shout outs to the former governor of Arkansas in this episode.
Right.
Love you, Dad.
See you, sis. Yeah.
all right, but it's time for this week's
Editorial question of the week.
Okay, so earlier in the show, Jesse was giving us a hot tub hot take about his thoughts about Friends of Friends Forever, a song that many, many people love, popular for decades, and he just doesn't get it. He doesn't get why it's popular. He thinks it's not as good of a song as everybody makes it out to be. That's his hot tub hot take. Yeah. We want to know what other popular songs, and we're not just saying Christian songs, but what other popular songs that your whole life people have loved and you just don't get it. You just don't like this song. We want to know your hot tub hot take on songs that are popular but you think are terrible.
And remember, artists don't have feelings. They're not real people. Be as objective and hurtful as you need to be.
What song comes to you guys' mind? We know Jesse's.
We're not talking like Nickelback. Okay, we're not saying. I mean,
No.
the whole country is in on the irony of that. It's just we're talking about like this is a universally popular song that you just don't like.
You know what I can't stand? I can't stand "Don't Stop Believing." I think it's a bad song. I get annoyed when it comes on. The street light people. I can't. It drives me insane.
That's a terrible take, Tyler. Because once those first piano chords hit, dun 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 dun.
Yeah, I'm already gone.
Yeah, same Tyler.
Sweet Caroline.
I don't feel
Sweet
that.
Caroline.
Sweet Caroline, really? You haven't been on a cruise ship then?
Awful.
Really?
Any Diamond, I'm down with though. I like Neil Diamond.
Well, I'll say this: any song they sing at a stadium that isn't a jock jam, I am not here for. I am not here. Stadiums are for It's not for sing-alongs. It's for chanting.
Oh my gosh!
It's for chanting and raving like an insane person, not for a happy-go-lucky sing-along. It's inappropriate for that setting.
Hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, or you can post your longer lists on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com, and we will read our favorites next week. Hey, many thanks to St. Paul and the Broken Bones for joining us. Their album, Young Sick Camellia, is out now. Go check it out. Also, make sure to check out their feature in the new issue of Relevant. You can view it at relevantmagazine.com, and you can pick up the issue at newsstands nationwide. Thanks to Church Home for sponsoring the podcast. You can download the new Church Home Global app wherever you get your apps, the App Store or Google Play. It's spelled Church Home, CHURCHOME, if you're searching for it, or text Relevant to 555-888 for a direct download link. That's Relevant to 555-888. Hey, right now it's December 14th. It's not too late to give the gift of Relevant for Christmas. It's only $14.99, plus you get an extra 20% off for you to use at the Relevant store when you go to relevantmagazine.com/give. It's the gift that keeps on giving. They'll get issues all year long for only $14.99. It's a pretty good deal. Also, if you're looking for awesome gifts for the podcast superfan in your life, go to store.relevantmagazine.com and check out all the new stuff we've posted just this week. A bunch of new items were added to the merch and podcast section. So go check those out. Hey, if you haven't heard my new podcast, it's a long-form interview show called Unedited. You can check it out, share it with your friends. This week, my guest was Carl Lentz. Last week was Pete Holmes. Go check it out. We're loving seeing the feedback and people enjoying the new show. relevantmagazine.com/unedited, or you can find it wherever you get your podcast. Okay, on that note, we'll wrap things up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Chandler Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Tyler Huckabee.
And I'm Annie F. Downs.
We will see you on Tuesday. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe. Relevant Podcast Network.